I hate MySpace. I don't. I spend a couple of hours a day, I think, on MySpace, off and on, little bits and pieces. 15 minutes there, half hour there. Sometimes it feels like it's 5 minutes, and then you look at your watch and it's been like 47, and you're like, what? You know, back in the old days, you would send a letter to somebody, and the letter would go away, and you would do stuff for a couple of weeks, and then a couple of weeks later, a letter would come, and then you would read it, and then you would do stuff again for a week or two, then you would MySpace. You send a message to somebody. There's some people you don't, it's not so terribly important. Other people, it's very important. Now, there are those of you who are probably extremely centered and you don't do this, but there are those of you, and you know who you are. You know who you are. You send a message to somebody, and then you go check to see whether or not it's been read. You got to do that. And then your little heart starts to hurt, and your stomach gets upset because it's like I know they're online. I saw that little blinking light that tells me they're online, and they haven't read my message yet. What are they doing that they haven't read my message? So you sit there and you get frustrated and you worry and you feel like they don't like you anymore, and then finally it says message read, and you're excited and you feel happy. Why haven't they responded to me? It's been 5 minutes and they haven't responded to me. I'm not saying that I do any of this stuff. I'm just saying that I know that it happens. People make this big deal about real life and online life, and the two are not the same thing. Well, I got news for you. Yeah, sometimes they are. Oh, sometimes they're not. Sometimes you have your pretend make-believe friends over here in cyberspace, and then you have your real friends that you, supposedly real friends, that you go out and do things with in real life. Then one day all of a sudden you're typing on a computer and typing to a woman, and then the next day, poof, that woman's in your house, and she's real. And you're like, how did this happen? It's magic. That's the only answer I can come up with. It's magic. There's no, one day you're typing to the make-believe girl, and the next day she's real, walking around your house, and it's got to be magic. The secret to the universe could be posted, and then the person decides that they're going to maybe take it away. That's happened before. You go to a blog and you say, well, that person's having a bad day, and then you come back later and the blog's gone, and you're happy that you just happened to be there at that moment in time before they regained their senses and deleted the blog that had this raw emotion, and right now I could be missing some. Oh! The whole does the person like me, does the person not like me thing, it's ridiculous. It's like I'm in junior high again. I'm 46 years old, and I'm in junior high again. I am simply unwilling to spend the time that MySpace sucks out of me. I mean, it's not my fault. It's MySpace's fault. It's Tom's fault. I gotta quit. I gotta quit this thing. I gotta give it up cold turkey. I have to turn around and never look back. Because if you look back, it'll grab you. It'll grab you. It'll reach its finger right up something that's at the back part of your body and pull you back like a fish. And you can kick, and you can fight, and you can wiggle, and you can thrash. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're getting dragged back, so you never look back. And that's what I'm doing. I'm quitting. I'm never looking back. I'm out of here. Got to check my messages first, because I don't want to miss anything important. I'll check the blog just one more time. Then you got to check your messages after you check your blog, because you could have missed a message while you were checking the blog. And then you can always sneak back in with a different profile if you quit. I know there are some of you out there that have done that. using a different profile just to keep an eye on things. But then what do you do? What do you do when it comes to the private profiles? You can't get back in those.